Today I'm building a laser-cut tissue box. Now, at first glance, this sounds like one of the most boring objects ever invented. It's literally a box whose only purpose is helping you cry in style. But this one has a twist. Because halfway through the project I discover something very important. I built a tissue box that doesn't actually dispense tissues. So let's see how we got there. Everything starts with a blank screen and a dangerous amount of confidence. For this project I'm using Boxes.py, which is basically a website that saves me from spending 3 hours drawing finger joints manually. I select a flexbox design, enter my dimensions, tweak a few settings, click generate, and just like that I have a DXF file ready to go. Technology is amazing. A few seconds of clicking replaces what would otherwise be an afternoon of suffering. Next stop RDWorks. This is where the box gets its personality. A plain box works, but a plain box is also incredibly boring. So I add a tissue opening on top and start decorating the side panels. For the pattern, I'm using small triangles cut completely through the material. Why triangles? Because circles felt too friendly, squares felt too boring, and triangles make everything look at least 20% more expensive. Or at least that's what I tell myself. I spend some time adjusting the spacing and making sure the pattern covers the box evenly. Too many holes and the box starts looking like Swiss cheese. Too few and nobody notices the design at all. Once the triangles are finished, I check all the cut layers one final time and make sure everything is assigned correctly. The flex section, the decorative cutouts, the top opening, and all the structural pieces. Because finding a mistake now is much better than discovering it after turning an expensive sheet of plywood into firewood. After a final inspection, everything is ready. The design is complete and it's finally time to let the laser do what it does best. Turn perfectly good wood into a pile of oddly satisfying parts. This is the part where the machine gets all the credit. The laser starts by cutting the decorative triangle pattern. Hundreds of tiny cuts, one after another. It's oddly satisfying to watch. Then it moves on to the flexible living hinge section. This is my favorite part of the entire design. Instead of forcing wood to bend, we simply cut hundreds of tiny slots into it until it suddenly decides flexibility is acceptable. Woodworking and psychological manipulation are apparently very closely related. Once the flex section is finished, the laser cuts the top opening, side panels, bottom panel, and all the remaining parts. The machine is moving around at impressive speed while I'm standing nearby pretending I did something difficult. A few minutes later, the entire box is complete. Well, complete as a pile of flat parts.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.
This is where things get slightly more physical. I start applying PVA glue to all the joints. Lots of glue, probably too much glue. There's no such thing as using the correct amount of glue. There's only not enough, and why are my fingers permanently attached to the project? The parts fit together surprisingly well, which is always a pleasant surprise when the design was made by me. A rubber mallet helps persuade everything into place. And by persuade, I mean repeatedly hitting it until it agrees. Eventually, the box comes together exactly as intended. The flex section bends nicely, the corners line up, nothing explodes. Honestly, that's already a successful day in the workshop. After the glue cures, it's time for paint.
One eternity later.
I move over to the paint station and give the entire box a coat of black paint. Inside, outside, every visible surface. Everything goes black. At this point it already looks pretty good. Clean, modern, minimalistic, the kind of thing that makes people say, "Wow, where did you buy that?" and then immediately regret asking because now they have to listen to a 20-minute
Dreams are
explanation.
irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness.
Once the black paint dries, it's time for the fun part, silver splatter paint. Because every project becomes at least 37% cooler when random silver streaks are involved. I carefully apply splashes across the surface, somewhere between controlled artistic design and complete chaos. The result looks almost like lightning frozen in time, or like a tissue box survived a direct hit from a storm. Either way, I'm happy with it. Now let's see if it actually works.
One eternity later.
Moment of truth. I insert the tissues, pull the first one. Well, technically not nothing. I managed to remove approximately 3 square millimeters of tissue. The corner tears off and stays in my hand. The rest remains trapped inside the box. Congratulations. I have successfully engineered a tissue storage device, not a tissue dispenser, a tissue prison. I placed the finished box back into the machine, which always feels slightly wrong. Like taking a fully assembled car back to the factory because you forgot the steering wheel. I adjust the design and enlarge the opening. The laser makes a few quick cuts. Problem solved, hopefully. Time for test number 2. I load the tissues. Pull gently. And, success. The tissue comes out exactly as intended. Then the next one. And the next one. No tearing, no swearing, no disappointment. Just a functional tissue box, which surprisingly is exactly what I was aiming for all along. So that's how I designed, laser cut, painted, broke, repaired, and finally completed this custom tissue box. Not every project goes perfectly the first time. And honestly, that's usually where the best moments happen. If you enjoyed watching me solve problems that I personally created, make sure to subscribe and check out the other laser projects on the channel. Thanks for watching, and remember, always test your tissue box before declaring victory.